Well, welcome, Philadelphia, to Give Philly Eats, or should I say, hashtag Give Philly Eats. My name's Anthony Bucci. I'm the co-founder of SavePhillyEats.com, and in conjunction with the wonderful team at Fuel the Fight Philadelphia, we are co-producing Give Philly Eats today. Our goal is to deliver 3,500 chef-prepared meals to doctors, nurses, and medical front lines. If you're new to our organizations, and again, today, it's a bit of the Mummers Parade. We pulled this together in 3 days. You're going to see a mixture of folks on the front lines. You're going to see a mixture of folks of the amazing chefs like Jen Carroll, Jose Garces, Nick Elmy that are helping produce meals for today. But if you're new to our organizations, 3 weeks ago, Fuel the Fight was started by a team of guys in their late 20s in the suburbs that said, can we raise money and basically buy meals and deliver them to hospital frontline workers? You can find them, you can find the donate button at GivePhillyEats.com. Very clear, donate to them. They're now in conjunction with World Kitchen. They're now connected with a 501c3 as well. So when you donate, it is tax deductible. It is fully legit. They've raised over $250,000 in Philadelphia. And as of the last, 24 hours now, $500,000 worldwide because they are in London. Now, if you're new to my organization, the one that I co-founded 11 days ago, SavePhillyEats.com, that's a little different. We had the similar thought of, can we generate revenue for all of these bars and restaurants while they are closed? We know that there's a huge contingent of Philadelphians that absolutely love their neighborhood spots and then the critically acclaimed spots as well. Everyone's right now, 3 weeks into the COVID-19 closures, trying to figure out how to generate revenue, maybe do takeout, maybe package up bundles, maybe sell some experiences, do some private dining options. And we said, can we donate a bridge to Philadelphia to help connect the food lovers with the artists of our time, which are the chefs, restaurateurs, and even the neighborhood spots? And that is SavePhillyEats.com. So if you go there, you can buy a gift card, or you could spend a few $1,000s to have one of these legendary chefs come into your home and cook for you. That's updated every day. Make sure you follow us. Check out that site. It was a no-brainer to team up with Fuel the Fight. They've been raising money. We've been working with restaurants. They've been donating meals to hospitals. Can we bring the super favorite restaurants and chefs from Philadelphia, team them up with their logistics network and their donation pool? And can we do something amazing on, by the way, happy Easter Sunday and happy Sunday Passover? Now, from here, I want to quickly touch on some of the amazing support we've gotten this week. So we're going to cut to some logos here. Dustin in my ear. Like I said, it's high budget production value. Maybe it looks good, but we're a little low budge here. You're going to see, if you check our Instagram, you're going to see behind the scenes. We pulled this together in like 3 days. So La Colombe and our event partners, they are donating coffee today. We had Fittler Club immediately on Wednesday when this started to come together say, we will give you this space. So we have the kitchen for their banquets. We have the kitchen for upstairs. We're using the Fittler Club dining room to my left. We're already see Jen Carroll, Billy Riddle behind us. They're prepping 250 meals today. They're using that space here. Thank you, Fittler Club. Rush Order Tees allowed us to build a t-shirt in 24 hours, as well as if you go to GivePhillyEats.com, you can buy the t-shirt. I think it's $25, 100% of the profit donated right to Fuel the Fight. And we've absolutely had some donations too on the produce and the meat side as well. So let's transition now to some of our chef partners. These are all partners that if you are a Philadelphian, you know and well. But again, it's a mix. We have Vietnam Restaurant, Satay Kampar. We have Garces Group, Laurel, that's Nick Elmy and his crew. Spice Finch behind me, Jen Carroll, also part of the Eat CCC collective. I will tell you that from Fittler to Jen Carroll to Jose Garces to Satay Kampar, Enge Branca, some of these names, South Philly Barbacoa, we called them on Wednesday and said, we want to do something ambitious. We want to see if we can deliver what started out as 500 meals on Sunday. And Jen Carroll and Billy on the phone gave me a yes in like 10 minutes on the same call. Everybody tapped in, everyone mobilized their staffs. You're going to see some of the interviews we did with these folks as they've been prepping literally for 3 days. Jen and Billy, they drove up from DC. Real quick, I'm going to go to my team that's here on the ground with me. And again, you're seeing me no mask right now. I have everybody 10-foot radius around me. When we start pulling people in, I will absolutely do the proper requirements to be a good citizen and make sure that we're covered as well. Fuel the Fight team in the background. Did I miss anything? Did we talk numbers? Did we pull it together?
Single highest donor so far, 50,000. Let's try to get it above that.
All right. So we've got a donation goal. We've also, I want to call out, they told me, they said, you didn't even tell your own numbers. In 12 days, Save Philly Eats has generated over 200 grand for neighborhood restaurants, as well as some of the high-end places in Philly that we know and love. And then lastly, what did I miss here? The story. On Wednesday, I got the phone call from these guys. They said, what do you think about this crazy idea? Let's do 500. Within 24 hours is up to 3,500 across 7 hospitals. So I want to give a big shout out to all the chefs that have mobilized and said, if you can deliver it, we can do it, which is absolutely amazing. Now, I know I've gone on and given a little bit of the backstory, a little bit of the setup. We're going to cut back and forth and do a mixture of things. Right now, I want to cut to an interview I did with Jen Carroll, who's probably still right behind me up there. She ran away Friday night when she was coming up from DC to talk through a little bit about her situation, what they're bringing to the table for today, and basically highlight some of the struggle that all restaurateurs, large or small, are going through right now. Go ahead. Let's go to Jen.
All right. So I'm here with my good friend, Jen Carroll, top chef, all-star, Philly restaurateur, DC restaurateur. Jen, thanks for being here. Tell me a little bit more about your background, your Philly ties, your Philly restaurants. Fill in some of the blanks for us for those that might not know you as well.
Philly native, born and raised. I own a restaurant named Spice Finch, which is modern Mediterranean in Rittenhouse Square. I also own and run a culinary experience company called Carroll Couture Cuisine, where we go around and do dinner parties. I do cooking classes, demos, speeches. I travel all over, and I am a continual return contestant on Top Chef, and I'm competing on All Stars right now.
Let me ask you, how are you doing right now, week 3 after shelter in place?
You know, I've shut down Spice Finch completely. We're not doing delivery. We're not doing anything like that. We have the catering company, Carroll Couture Cuisine, is completely shut down as well. All of our employees have been, furloughed or let go so they can get their unemployment. And I've just immersed myself in as many programs as possible to help employees in the restaurant industry, and now doing this with GivePhillyEats and working with Fuel or Fight to help the hospital workers. I'm just trying to keep myself busy and to, constantly help others instead of, forgetting about what's going on around me. It's an emotional roller coaster for sure.
What do you need right now? Besides, we're all hoping that within a month things might start getting back to normal, which may or may not happen. But what can folks do for you?
For Spice Finch, you can go on our website, spicefinchphilly.com, and buy gift cards. For Carroll Couture Cuisine, you can go on eatccc.com, and we have different experiences going where we're offering dinners in people's houses. And I'm also, putting myself out there to do shout outs for, say happy birthday, happy anniversary, give a hospital worker or a frontline worker, cheer them up, give recipe tips, anything like that. You can reach out to me, and I'm happy to make some phone calls and videos for things like that. So I'm just trying to figure out that. I also have a GoFundMe page set up for all of my employees at Spice Finch. It's the Spice Finch Relief Fund you can find on GoFundMe. So
if you think about GivePhillyEats and the goal, and I'll give you a big shout out because you were one of our first calls. I think you might have been the first call, and you and Billy said yes in literally 5 minutes on the phone. How are you thinking about that? How are you able to give such a quick response? I mean, it was, from my perspective, just amazing considering all of your businesses are basically, in kind of hold mode or almost shut down from revenue right now.
For me, my mom has ingrained so much goodness in me and has given me, I just always want to help and be able to give back, and to give back to people that are literally risking their lives and, the health of themselves and their families that they're going home to. For me to cook a meal and to put a smile on their face, give them some nourishment, was a very easy thing to say yes to.
So what are you cooking? So it's Easter, Passover, your specialty is Mediterranean and a mixture of other things.
We got brisket. Okay. So Billy and I are going to braise brisket, and we're going to shred it, and it is going to be served over top of some roasted carrots and onions. So traditional, but not really traditional. And then we partnered up on my team. I also have Marcy Turney and Valerie Saffron from the 13th Street restaurants, and they are making a nice hearty salad with tahini and a lemon sumac dressing. And Monica Glass, who is my a good friend of mine, but was also my pastry chef way back in the day. She is making a blackberry upside down polenta cake. So we're trying to get everybody, a full meal, including dessert. You have to have dessert on Easter.
You have to have dessert on Easter. Well, I appreciate it. We're really excited to see what you're making. I know there's going to be a ton of people really excited to eat it. It's going to be a bright spot on Easter. Find Jen Carroll and Billy at eatccc.com, spicefinchphilly.com, and then I would just say Google GoFundMe Spice Finch, which is your relief fund for your employees right now that are laid off. Dying to see what you're making. Thanks for hanging out night before, Jen. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I'll see you Sunday.
And we're back live. And to my left, you see a face that you know and love, half covered by a mask. This is Top Chef All-Star, multi-time Top Chef All-Star, Jen Carroll of Spice Finch, Eat CCC, formerly of 10 Arts. You're here today. We just heard our interview from Friday night where you were like, all right, we're getting ready. We're doing braised brisket. We're doing veg. But that was 2 days ago and a ton of work ago. How are you doing and what's changed?
What's changed is a lot less sleep. I'm not spending Easter with my family. I'm spending it here doing meals, which is more important. So that's pretty much what's changed. I have a lot of coffee in me. That's changed.
We are caffeinated. Me too. I think everybody knows that I'm caffeinated. And how are things coming together? I know we're plating or packaging at this point.
Things are good. We have Billy behind me. We're getting the brisket in the containers right now. It came out so delicious. I'm trying not to eat it myself, but it's really good. And I am so happy to be a part of this because this is so fulfilling to be able to give back to people that are really risking themselves every single day. So it really means a lot. Thank you for doing this.
Oh,
thank you, GivePhillyEats. Fight the fuel.
And I got to give you a shout out. So Jen was literally our first phone call from the Save Philly Eats side. And I called Jen and Billy and I said, we're thinking about something crazy for Sunday. Could you do at least 250 meals in Philadelphia done by 11 o'clock? And you guys said yes on the phone. And beyond that, you've then reached out and created a ton of credibility to where people that don't know us, that know you, said, if you're in, I'm in. It's amazing. We're all like hug deprived at this point. So like virtual hug.
Oh, you're too close
go
to
back,
it. Get away.
do your thing. Get
in the kitchen.
All right. You're the best, Jen. And for everybody that's watching our freneticism today, remember, GivePhillyEats.com. You can buy a t-shirt. You could donate. You could click through to SavePhillyEats.com. Our collective goal today, and the only thing I'm not excited about is that I really wish we had people on the phones behind me. It would have completed it for everyone. We're trying to raise $100,000 collectively today, and that's through donations to Fuel the Fight or generated revenue by purchasing experiences that goes 100% pass through to the restaurants at SavePhillyEats.com. Now, next up, we have Nook of Kalaya, which is an amazing Thai restaurant in Philadelphia. They've been open like less than a year, and they were immediately nominated for a James Beard. I had the chance to speak with Nook. I believe it was Friday night as well. It's been a complete blur this weekend preparing. We're going to cut to that really quickly, and then we're going to get some live shots of her in the restaurant with her team pulling everything together. All right, Dustin, let's go to Nook.
So I'm here with Nook of Kalaya.
Yes.
Right? I got it right? I'm getting better.
You got it right.
Best new restaurants in Philadelphia 2019, right from the Inquirer. Is that correct? And
yes.
Recent James Beard Award nominee, correct?
Semi-finalist.
Thai restaurant. Where in Philadelphia you're located? Give me a little bit of your backstory and a little bit more about Kalaya.
Okay. My restaurant is Kalaya. My name is Nok Sunthornnon, and I own a Thai restaurant on Knight and Catherine. I serve authentic Thai food, and we just celebrate our first birthday this year, today.
Oh my gosh.
It's a year, yeah.
Wow, that is a wild, wild year that you've had.
Yeah.
How are you doing? How have you had to lay folks off? As the restaurants obviously shut down, are you doing takeout? Have you packaged anything up, and are you doing anything to monetize or generate revenue right now, 3 weeks in?
So the minute it's happened, we've been prepared for this because, it's happened like domino. And for me, I was fortunate enough that I was a flight attendant for 20 years.
Okay.
And I saw this. I've been through MERS, SARS, swine flu, H1N1, Ebola, when I was a flight attendant. And I know when this thing happened, it had an impact. Mm-hmm. In my staff, me and my team, Austin and Jake, we had a meeting, and I told them we have to close the restaurant. We're not going to have anybody in. This is gonna happen for sure, and we're gonna turn ourselves to be a takeout restaurant. And then the next thing I was thinking of, so many restaurants gonna, lay their people off. We're gonna feed them too.
At what capacity have you been able to do that in the last few weeks with everything? I mean, you're shutting down, you're worried about, you have a good plan, but then to be able to feed others that aren't takeout in the restaurant industry, how have you been able to do that?
I just created a set menu right away and said, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we have in the walk-in. We are doing this. And then about feeding people, I call Esposito. I said, we talk like, oh, we're gonna make pasta, we're gonna feed them. And I call my meat purveyor, Esposito. I said, can I have like 10 pounds of ground beef? We're gonna make ragu. Zero expectation. Didn't think that, the next thing I know, like Camille from Kafar will call me and said, we have a bunch of food, we're gonna bring it to you.
That's amazing.
So yeah, that's happened like Tuesday.
You sound like you have a great resiliency and the ability to adapt to this environment quickly. What can we as a community in Philadelphia do to support you at Kalaya? We
are not making money right now, but we can still manage to stay afloat. And all my staff, they still have a job. And I kept 70% of my staff.
And that's through people ordering takeout. You pivoted your model.
Takeout.
Quick adaptation. That's amazing. So it sounds like as a community, we need to be ordering more takeout from you, and we'll make sure we amplify.
All I need, just, give me some support.
Yeah.
That's all I need. And, with Feel the Fight that doing the meal delivery for the hospital, that could help us too, because I already have staff. I already have produce in hand. I can turn this to be a good meal for healthcare worker, for anybody.
It's great to hear you reinforce that, because that's been our thought in the last 2 to 3 weeks as we've gotten to know the Fuel the Fight guys from the GivePhillyEats side. And we said, listen, we're helping restaurants generate revenue while they're closed. You're feeding the front lines, but also generating revenue back to the restaurants because you're raising money to then go buy the meals. It's been amazing how quickly the restaurant community has responded and said, we're ready to help even on Easter and Passover, and we'll do with all the challenges we have. On that note, what are you and your team cooking for delivery?
I'm going to make something very delicious. I'm making the version of the Thai chicken biryani because I come from the South and there are lots of, big community of Islamic. So we have a very delicious, it's called khao mok gai. It's chicken with rice and with lots of herbs and turmeric. And the other one, I'm going to make the beef curries. The ground beef curries is like the milder version of kuah kling nua, the toasted beef curry that I have in the restaurant. But we're going to make it a little milder.
I can't wait to see you in action. And if you're watching out there, make sure you support Kalaya, who's all open for takeout as we speak, moving forward as shelter in place is in place right now. But thanks for being here with me tonight. I appreciate it. I can't wait to meet you in person.
Thank you very much.
And I can't wait to come visit your restaurant when it's back open.
Please, thank you. Thanks for your time. Thank you very much. Good night.
Hi everyone, it's Cole from Fuel the Fight. We're here at Kalaya on 9th Street with restaurant owner Nick, who was very kind to participate and cook a number of meals today for GivePhillyEats. So I wanted to introduce Nick, and Nick will talk a little bit about what they prepared today and how many meals.
Yes. So today we prepare khao mok gai. Khao mok gai is a southern style rice biryani, and also the kuah kling beef, the beef toasted rice, one of our signature dish that we have in the restaurant, but we make it a little milder. Normally I don't alternate any flavor of my food, but today I make it to fit everybody. I don't want to kill anybody today, so it's delicious. And we just present it the way that we played it in the restaurant. The chicken biryani being cooked overnight. The chicken is marinated, the rice being cooked ahead, so the flavor will go in. And we have some cucumber with special sauce with lots of herbs. So happy Easter. And thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks so much for being a part of it. We appreciate it. Thanks, Ken.
Unmute. Welcome back. I'm Bob Hope. No, I'm totally kidding. So I'm getting some echo in my ear. Let's fix that real quick. But welcome back to Give Philly Eats live from Fittler Club. That was Nook at Kalaya, recent James Beard Award nominee. And if she didn't call it out and we didn't hammer it home, she is currently doing takeout and she is not taking any piece of that. She is passing it through to her staff, donating her time and her money to keep things rolling. I spoke with her Friday night. You saw that. She's just an amazing energy, an amazing person. She kind of got me a bit emo multiple times in that conversation. So pulling back now, we also had a chance to talk with our boy, Nick Elmy, who's awesome. And I can't swear on Easter Sunday, but he was a little bit of a BA as well. It was a fun conversation. So we're going to go out to Nick. He's the executive chef and owner of Laurel, ITV, Royal Boucherie. And he's just a swell guy. All right, we're done with the 1950s references. Dustin, take us to Nick.
So I'm here with Nick Elmy, the chef of Laurel, ITV, Royal Boucherie. Nick, thanks for jumping on with me tonight, the night before. Just generally speaking, how are you doing? Like, we're 3 weeks into the garage doors coming down on so many places, most places. How are you doing specifically?
We're doing okay. I think, we're fortunate that Laurel and ITV are very small restaurants. So we have a very small footprint. So our overhead is very minimal. So we have a very strong possibility of being able to come back pretty unscathed. We've done a good job of keeping in touch with our employees and making sure that everyone's taken care of and everyone's healthy and safe and has what they need financially to get through this time. But yeah, just figuring out the books and, I think for a lot of us, the biggest problem is obviously the unknown. We don't know when we're going to be able to get back to work. We don't know when we're going to be able to fire up stoves again. We don't know how many people they're going to allow us to bring into restaurants when we're on the stove, when we're cooking again.
Is there anything that folks can do that's going to be supportive other than the shout outs you probably get on social media? We miss and love your food. That doesn't pay the rent. What can folks do, if anything, to support you guys right now for your group?
Call your local representatives, call your local senators and, your reps and let them know that, they need to put their foot forward and do what they can do to save these small businesses, not just restaurants in general. I mean, when we're talking about restaurants in Pennsylvania, we have I think it's 580,000 workers in the state of Pennsylvania work in restaurants who are out of work right now. That's a substantial chunk of people. Paid their unemployment quickly because it's been a struggle for a lot of people. I have people who filed on the 15th of March and they still haven't even received any response, any PIN or anything. This has taken everybody by surprise. And I understand there are a lot of wheels that need to start turning for this thing to ramp up and us to figure out how this is going to affect everybody long term. But right now we need to take care of the people that, run the small businesses in Philadelphia.
My background's tech. But there are plenty of, besides restaurants, small businesses that I use all the time or work with all the time in Philadelphia. And I had people reaching out to me and be like, how about Save Philly Barbershops? How about Save, it's
exactly.
I'm curious, right? So as a guy who at one point for about a decade, I ran my own business and there's certain things, moments, smells, interactions with staff. What's the one or two things that you love that right now you can't wait to get back to?
I'm very excited for our first day of prep to just get back into a kitchen and start blaring some music. And, I'm pretty sure that when we come out of this on the other side, I'm going to be a hugger. I'm going to be one of those people that, I'm excited to just see my staff and get to work and start banging some pots around and start listening to loud music and just start ripping again.
Are we classical thunder? Are we Megadeth or are we like Def Leppard? Where are we on the spectrum of what does loud music in your kitchen look like?
Probably classical thunder, like AC/DC. We listen to a lot of shoegazy, we do Black Angels, Black Mountain, we still listen to some rap. We still listen to Action. And
I love it. What got you excited to tap in with this collective for the Give Philly Eats for today?
Save Philly Eats has helped us out so much. When I reached out to my staff, everybody within like 10 minutes was like an absolute yes. Tell us what we got to do. Tell us when we have to do it by. Let's get organized. And we were on a call that night, like 10 minutes after I talked to you. We had a conference call with like me and my chefs and figuring out what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, when we're going to do it. And it was just nice to kind of like get back in there again. But, we look at what the hospitals of Philadelphia are trying to do and kind of like batten down the hatches for the rest of the city and take care of the citizens of Philadelphia. I mean, cook for them on Easter is literally the least that we can do for them.
I am curious, what do you cook? What are you sending? What's the bright spot, the culinary bright spot that you are sending to the front lines today? What are you doing?
We made fresh Italian sausage that we're serving with. I mean, we're going old school. Laurel and ITV are in South Philly, but we wanted to make something that we knew would travel well. One of my chefs made a broccoli rabe and prosciutto and provolone kind of like salad, and we're making a fingerling potato with like grain mustard and honey and a little maple syrup.
I appreciate you jumping on with me tonight. For those of you, again, that are watching this, Nick Elmy of Laurel, ITV, and Royal Boucherie, you're a great guy. When I finally meet you in person, when we're no longer sheltering in place, I'm going to give you a hug. So we're all, a hug, bro. You get a hug, and you get a hug. Okay. Nick, thanks for jumping in with me tonight. I'll see you soon.
All right, man. Thanks for everything you've done so far, man. Really appreciate it.
And we're back. Thank you for joining us. If you are joining late, my name is Anthony Bucci. I'm the co-founder of Save Philly Eats. And today, in conjunction with Fuel the Fight, we are putting on Give Philly Eats. Hashtag Give Philly Eats. Please spread it far and wide. Quick reminder, here are our goals. Our goals today are to deliver 3,500 chef-prepared amazing meals as a bright spot for the doctors, nurses, and medical frontline workers that are working Easter and Passover Sunday. Our sub-goals is to raise awareness and help the viewers understand how they can support Philadelphia. So our goal for today is to raise $100,000 across Fuel the Fight and by people buying experiences and then having revenue go directly through the restaurants on SavePhillyEats.com. If you go to Give Philly Eats, it gives you the full breakdown. You can even buy this t-shirt for $25 and all of that profit goes right back to Fuel the Fight, which again is under the 501c3 umbrella of World Kitchen. Now, you just saw Nick Elmy. And I'll give you a quick update too. So we just had, you can see below me or back behind me, I have Mike on the phone. So we just had another $1,000 donation come in. Please click donate. Donate if you can. He's working the phones. It's like the poor man's telethon, but we'd much rather have you do it over the internet. And I will say this as well, that Mike has agreed to already, because we hit over, I want to say 50 or 100 live viewers, to get a Give Philly Eats tattoo. And they're trying to rope me into this madness. More on that as we go. Now, really quickly, I'm going to put my mask on. I'm going to transition into Jeff Benjamin. So Jeff, come in here really quickly. So if you are a Philly foodie, you most likely know Jeff. Jeff is now the general manager of the Fittler Club, who donated their space to us today for 2 kitchens and really to use their infrastructure. But for those of you that know Jeff, you know him as Mark Vetri's longtime partner at Vetri Cucina, Fiorella Pasta. What am I missing? Vetri Vegas, right?
Yeah,
You've
Vetri
been part of
partnership.
the Philly food scene for at least 2 decades and done some amazing things. I have to ask you, it's huge that we're here today. Why were you an easy and a quick yes on this?
I think the hospitality community is almost always an easy and a quick yes. If you look back over history, it's what we do. Hospitality is not in your 4 walls of your restaurant. It's the community. And so, hospitality professionals always step up.
So that's amazing. We've seen that time and again. I mean, I was blown away by the amount of chefs that said, I'm going to get on a conference call. This is what Nick Elmy told me. He goes, I hung up with you on Wednesday. I called my team. We went around the horn and we said, can we pull this off? And amazingly, so many people said yes. And this is no light lift. We're all here Easter, Passover, Saturday. There are definitely people that they're not mad at us that we're not home, but they miss us. And I think that's okay, because I think it's time for us all to do our part. Well, I appreciate it. Check out the Fittler Club. Jeff, you're the best. I'll see you, buddy. Thanks for jumping in. No elbows. Don't get so close. We have to be good citizens and take it really seriously, like everybody watching should do. So I'm actually going to cut right now to a conversation I had last night. Dr. Michael DeAngelis, who's actually my wife's first cousin. We were thinking about, can we speak with someone at Temple? Because Temple right now is the epicenter of Philadelphia. We're sending 750 meals there today. Michael, I believe, is the vice chair of clinical and ER at Temple. Huge, huge job. Michael caught up with me for a few minutes. Let's cut to that right now, Dustin.
I'm here now live with Dr. Michael DeAngelis from a Temple. Do me a favor, Michael, give me a little bit of your background, your role within the Temple, I guess, hospital and health system, a little bit of background for folks that are watching.
Sure. So I'm an emergency physician at Temple Hospital. I'm actually our vice chair of clinical affairs for the emergency department, which basically has me, responsible for the clinical operations at Temple University Hospital. I'm on the front lines with this epidemic, with this crisis. Working with, the staff in the emergency department, our nurses, trying to do our best to treat, a number of patients that are coming our way secondary to COVID.
We talked earlier and you mentioned that, while you're also in a mask and PPE multiple days a week in with patients, you're also vice chair, means that you're almost a field general. Talk to me about the expanse of your personal reach. Yeah.
So, it really is interesting being in the role I'm in because I get to see both sides of it. Like you said, I get to work on the front lines. I pull clinical shifts where I'm seeing, COVID patients. I'm out there in our screening tent, helping to screen patients, into the emergency department and or screen them to home. But the other side of that is, very much involved in hospital operations. I oversee the operations at not just Temple, but our Episcopal campus, our Jeans campus. And there's been quite an effort put into sort of adjust our processes to be able to receive these COVID patients. We basically have taken one of our hospital buildings and basically created a COVID hospital. 8 floors of the hospital have basically been, repurposed for COVID patients. It's just unbelievable how much has been done in a matter of, weeks.
That's great. And when we see things like what we see coming out of Europe or Italy or even New York at this point, it's great to hear that Temple still has capacity. And we're still in this spot in Philadelphia where we're hoping things are flattening. Where do you feel? I hear extra capacity, but what do the front lines right now feel like at Temple specifically as things are building up?
Yeah. So definitely in the last handful of days, we felt like there was a little bit of an uptick in our volume. We've seen more patients, come through our tent outside, more sick patients coming in by EMS. But we don't know if that surge is going to continue we're still on the rise, if that volume is going to continue to trend up. We're all hopeful that we're close to the peak of this volume. I think every day we don't see that significant surge in volume where, we're just feeling a little bit more confident that maybe we're getting to that point where we're flattening. Because that's really, I think, what creates the most anxiety for people like myself is, what's it going to look like a day from now, 3 days from now, a week from now. If there is a significant spike in volume, it'll overwhelm our healthcare system. We don't want to have to make those difficult choices that were being made in other parts of the world. We want to be able to sort of care for everyone at the same level that they deserve. And, thankfully, because of the social distancing that's already occurred, I think we're, well on the way to doing that.
So I have to tell you, I think that we have slated 750 meals that are coming to Temple tomorrow. Any shout out you want to offer, anything you'd like to say to the chefs? That we made some really late in the week phone calls and they've been prepping it for 3 days at this point, which has blown me away, but I'm happy to pass off on a message, or if you'd like to say anything, it'll go your way.
Absolutely. So, I think one of the other things that we're all, trying to, maintain over this, difficult time is, taking care of ourselves, sort of whether it's making sure that we get enough rest, making sure that we, have some way to access, the community that surrounds us. And, another important part of this is staying healthy, is making sure you eat 3 square meals a day. So knowing that there are some of the, finest chefs in the Philadelphia area who are able to contribute a food donation to Temple to provide, another sort of level of nourishment to some of our staff members is just, phenomenal.
We started this 3 weeks ago to try to be a boost for small businesses and restaurants within the culinary landscape of Philadelphia. Along the way, we got linked up with the Fuel the Fight team, which wanted to feed the front lines, yourself, your teams. And right now we've kind of locked arms and saying, can we make a big social impact that can be a support structure or a boost that hopefully can directly affect Philadelphia, but maybe also serve as a example or an idea to spark potentially similar things in other cities around the country. I have to tell you, what you are doing and your team is doing is heroic. It's unbelievable, and we're in this unprecedented time. So Michael, thanks for joining me tonight. Thanks for doing what you're doing, and hopefully see you soon. And I hope that we are able to flatten the curve here as a collective. Philadelphia strong.
Yeah, and thanks again, Anthony, for putting this together, being part of this. Like I said, we're going to have a lot of people at Temple. They're going to be really, excited to receive these donations tomorrow. We've had a lot of great, support along the way, but I think this will be really special for them.
Dr. Michael DeAngelis, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Have a great night.
Anthony.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. So we just heard from Michael DeAngelis, Dr. Michael DeAngelis, and hopefully you get a good sense of what's going on at Temple right now. We're seeing it on the news every night, but it just hit home to hear it directly from Temple, which is the epicenter right now in Philadelphia. So real quick, if you're joining live, remember GivePhillyEats.com to have links to donate, have links to shop through the restaurants. Again, remember that's complete pass-through. They generate revenue. Buy the t-shirt, or you can watch the live stream, which I believe you have to click through and watch it on YouTube itself. I'm also going to ask my wife to do this really quickly, and my kids that are at home right now. Happy Easter, guys. I miss you. Thanks for donating my time all week to this. We pulled this together so quickly, and I think you need to tag us in an Instagram story and post up whether or not I'm allowed to get the Give Philly Eats tattoo or not if we hit our goal of 100 grand today. So please do it. Donate. And at this point, I'm going to cut to actually an amazing string of videos. So as we were planning this starting on Wednesday, by Friday, I think the word of what we were trying to pull off today went around the horn. The amazing chefs that tapped in, the news got out, and we got some unbelievable inbound from some personalities in Philly that you're going to recognize right away that we all know and love. Dustin, cut to that really quickly. It's awesome.
Happy Easter and Passover to the Philadelphia region, my hometown and fans right here in Philadelphia. Like many of you, I've been thinking of the frontline healthcare workers caring for the sick at this tough time and praying for their health and safety. I want to give a quick shout out to #GivePhillyEats for making this Easter and Passover week a little bit better for the healthcare workers by teaming up with Philly's top chefs to provide thousands of meals this holiday Sunday to the city's hospital workers. This is an effort that shows the love and community we all enjoy right here in Philadelphia. I'm wishing health and safety for everyone, but especially to our healthcare workers today. Can't wait to see you all again soon. Take care.
What's up, Philly? I hope everyone is staying safe and enjoying a beautiful holiday weekend. In a time where negative news seems to dominate, let's not lose track of some of the truly inspirational work others are doing during this pandemic. I'd like to give a huge shout out to Give Philly Eats. Together, Fuel the Fight and Save Philly Eats have teamed up with some of Philly's top chefs to provide thousands of holiday meals for our healthcare workers. The work that our healthcare professionals are doing to minimize the impact of COVID-19 is not forgotten, and is just one example of our community coming together to say thank you to the real heroes. So thank you to Save Philly Eats and Fuel the Fight for making these meals happen. So, let's all stay safe, and let's remember to give thanks to our medical community who are doing the tireless work we so desperately need. Go Eagles.
What's up, guys? It is Zach Ertz here. And, as we're starting to celebrate Easter weekend, Passover for many, I just want to give a big shout out to those on the front lines. You guys, what you guys are doing is remarkable. And my wife and I are so thankful for everything you guys are doing. I want to give a big shout out to Give Philly Eats for making this Easter and Passover weekend a little more special by providing thousands of meals to those on the front line, working in the testing sites and in the hospitals. So a big shout out to them. And thanks to Fuel the Fight and Save Philly Eats for making this happen. In this community, we take care of one another in Philly. It's built on hard work, toughness, grit, compassion. And as we're in this situation facing COVID, all those traits are showing themselves during this time. So I just wanted everyone to know I'm praying for you guys on the front line. And we appreciate you more than you will ever know. So thank you.
So that was amazing. It was unexpected. Doug, Jason, Zach, we appreciate the love, and we appreciate you getting behind the cause this week. So from here, I'm going to quickly transition in. Yesterday, I had a chance to catch up with Iron Chef Jose Garces of Garces Group. They were early adopter. They were on board quickly with Give Philly Eats. We chatted in between his live stream takeover, I think, for the Inquirer yesterday. Just amazing. I was so happy to be able to connect with him. All right, let's go to that.
So I'm here with legendary restaurateur and chef Jose Garces. Thanks for joining me the night before the storm to talk a little bit about what's going on and how you and your team are supporting Give Philly Eats. But I appreciate you joining me with all this craziness going on.
Yeah, no, it's certainly a crazy time out there. You know, the environment is what it is, and I applaud Save Philly Eats and Fuel the Fight for putting together such a great event. To benefit people that really need it. That really are out there on the front line. They're putting their lives at risk for ours. So anything we could do to help, we're happy to join in.
And I know people are going to appreciate that. How is your team doing? How are you doing right now?
I would say the team is doing pretty well. We had quite a few layoffs, as you can imagine, with most of our restaurants being closed during this period. The core that's there, that's helping and doing, we have two places that are doing pickup and delivery. So the Old Bar and Buena Onda, both are doing pickup and delivery. So we managed to keep our teams kind of rotating through both of those restaurants to give them hours. And, honestly, the public has responded pretty well in terms of just, coming in and eating, and even that is like a risky endeavor at this point. So it's, there will be an outcome. And we just, as an organization and myself personally, I want to be ready when it does pass.
Yeah, and that's the hope, right? We're all kind of, we started out a month ago thinking, okay, is this going to be a blip? Is it going to be really impactful? I remember, I think it tipped for all of us when the NBA canceled, which was like 3 or 4 Thursdays ago. And you kind of get into that first week and everybody says, well, hold on a second. We really need to pivot. Are you doing any takeout? Have you pivoted? Are you doing any bundling? Or are you evolving how you're thinking about productizing things?
Yeah, I think as a whole, the industry is going to change quite a bit. And I think right now it's about survival, right? It's about like making sure we can take care of some of our employees to the best we can. And I think there's going to be a change. There's going to be a change in how folks eat out, how they dine, how they receive their food. The restaurant industry, it's a tough business. It's kind of clunky in many ways. It's a little like antiquated. There's like so many steps of service. There's, all these touch points. And so the evolution is coming. And so, yeah, I think I'm thinking about it for sure. There are quite a few areas that I look forward to jumping into.
So you think about the wonderful people that are not in the restaurant business in Philadelphia. What can we do to band around you and your spots and your team right now? Is there anything else the public can do to be more supportive at this moment? I think
we'd love for you all to continue to come and really continue to support not only our restaurants, but restaurants across the city. I think it's going to be a really tough time for a lot of these small businesses to, come back. For those restaurants that are doing dine out and carry out, et cetera, like pick up, support them the best you can.
On that note, what's your team cooking tomorrow? I know you're doing at least 250 to 500 meals, somewhere in that range, which is amazing. That's going to at least feed a few hospitals. What direction are you headed? What's the fare going to look like?
Got it. Well, listen, I have a couple really amazing chefs who have been preparing all these meals to go. They did some Garces classics, but also just some, food that's easy, that transports well, holds well. So we have Garces chopped salad, grilled chicken with cilantro chimichurri, scalloped potatoes, green beans, almondine, glazed carrots, hot buns. In this instance, it's really about making someone's day a little better, a little brighter, giving them some sustenance, some energy, but also some flavor. So we're looking forward to that.
I couldn't say that any better than you just did. Chef Garces, thanks for spending a few moments with me tonight. You're part of the star power that drives people to really thinking about ordering takeout, donate some money if you can afford it, feed the front lines, and hopefully protect the landscape that's so vibrant in Philly that we all have on the culinary side of things. Thanks. Have a wonderful night, and we'll speak soon.
Anthony, be well. Take care, my friend. Peace.
Welcome back, everybody. So that was Chef Jose Garces, and it's been amazing to have him and his team involved today. Next up, we're actually going to talk to Chef Ange Branca of Sate Kampar, which is an amazing Malaysian restaurant here in Philadelphia. They're the only ones that burn over coconut wood charcoal in the entire United States. And you're going to hear her say that right now they're closed and they can't burn. But before we get to that, if you're just joining us, remember, GivePhillyEats.com. Our goal here today is to raise $100,000 to either donate to Fuel the Fight, which they use to then buy meals and deliver them to the front lines at hospitals, or visit SavePhillyEats.com and shop for all these amazing chef and neighborhood spot inspired, from gift cards to high-end experiences. It's 100% pass-through. All of that revenue goes back to bars and restaurants that are trying to keep the lights on, pay their fixed costs, pay their rent, pay their insurance, and for them that have staff still on board, help out their staff. So now I'm going to dive into Ange. We're going to see the interview I did with her, and we're also going to then talk to Ange live, and she's amazing. Go ahead, Dustin, pull it.
All right, so I'm here with Ange Branca from Sate Compar, James Beard nominee. Hey, Ange, how are you making out?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Now, you're in your restaurant now prepping. How many meals are you doing tomorrow?
We're doing 250 meals tomorrow.
Oh, my gosh. You did 250 meals tomorrow, and how long have you been at it today?
We started yesterday.
You started yesterday, okay.
I started yesterday. All the groceries arrived yesterday from, we got a lot of vegetables donated from both Giordano's and Green Meadow Farms. There were at least half a dozen boxes, like huge cases of vegetables, and we just had to start to clean them, wash them down, and yeah, the prep started yesterday.
That's totally wild. And for those of us out there that, or those watching that don't know you as well, give me the soundbite on Sate Compar. It's Malaysian food, correct? And where are you located in the city?
We are located in South Philadelphia on Passyunk Avenue. It's the cross street is Mifflin and Passyunk. It is a Malaysian restaurant. On a normal day, we are known for our satays. It's called Sate Compar for a reason. It's an open kitchen. But the whole idea and the whole experience in Sate Compar is a street food satay kind of experience that you would find if you traveled halfway around the world to Malaysia. We make our satays fresh. Malaysian satays are really nicely marinated meat.
Okay.
And it's grilled on coconut shell charcoal. So this is the only place in the U.S. where you would find satays grilled on coconut shell charcoal right in front of you in the open kitchen.
Did I hear you say that you're the only place that cooks satay over coconut charcoal in the United States? Coconut wood charcoal?
Yeah, coconut shell charcoal, yeah.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the only place.
So with everything going on right now, why such a quick yes? What is to do Give Philly Eats now where we're cooking, we're delivering the front lines? Why was it an easy yes for you to join the mission for tomorrow?
When we were asked to shut down, I knew that my whole restaurant concept was out of the window. We stopped making satays right away because there's no way we can burn charcoal right now and provide that satay experience when nobody's coming in here for that experience. So quickly, overnight I had to figure out how to transition to a different kind of business, to sell something online, to sell something for people to pick up, to go. Because, I'm an immigrant. This is an immigrant-owned restaurant. We have a number of immigrants here, and many of us do not have the same kind of benefits that normal Americans have. So the only way for us to get through this is for us to do what we can, save as much money as we can, and really just, be the family, as you wish, that sticks together so that we can support each other through this.
So how can we as a community in Philadelphia, so you're open, you're safely producing food every day and doing takeout, and you're being creative with it. Outside of ordering more takeout, what else do you need right now?
Well, we need money to pay payroll, because the volume that we have right now really does not sustain the expenses that we have on payroll and ingredients. One of the fun things that we have on GivePhillyEats is a little lottery that we have going, and if you go to GivePhillyEats, you can purchase a lottery bag, which will be shipped out to everybody at the end of this whole thing. And I don't know how many bags we're going to end up shipping, but one of the bag is going to have a big prize, and that's going to be for me to cook in your home for 10 people.
From scratch. Don't forget from scratch, your calling card, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I have to tell you, right? You're the only one that did the lottery. And you said, I want to do a bag. I'm going to put a ticket in it. Somebody's going to get the golden ticket. I said, that's amazing. But you're the only one that's done that. And I love it. I'm looking at it. I think it's $40 for the bag, right?
Yeah.
You get this awesome bag. And then you also have a chance to win Ange Bronca, Satay Kampar, come to our house and cook. But speaking of which, I love your creativity. What are you cooking for tomorrow? What have you been prepping since yesterday to prepare 250 meals for tomorrow? What are you doing?
So tomorrow we are making a Malaysian style vegetable curry, and it's going to be paired with purple rice that's made from coconut and purple cabbages to tint the rice purple. So it's a vegan meal. So
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to try it. I can't wait to meet you in person. I don't get to give you a hug. It's going to be 6 feet away. We're going to be doing this. But thanks for joining me tonight. I know you're totally head down. You have wonderful energy, and I love how you approach just everything you're doing. Thank you for being a part of Give Philly Eats for tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
thank you. Thanks, Anthony.
Bye.
And we're back. And this is Chef Ange Bronca of Satay Kampar, who won your amazing 2-year James Beard Award nominee. 3, my wife and I and some friends bought the $2,000 for 10 in-home dining experience. We can't wait till we're back and open again to have you come cook at our house with some of our friends and split it with us. But Ange, you're amazing. Out of everybody I talked to, I got to confess that you were the one that I wish I could have just given a hug, because you're unbelievable. How'd everything go today? You've been cooking for 3 days. It's unreal. How did it go?
It's great. I mean, like we are plating everything right now, boxing everything up, and it's a lot of fun. And it smells amazing in the kitchen with everyone cooking in there too. With of course with distance, all the distance that we have. It's great.
Any big curveballs today or yesterday?
Yeah, today we had a big curveball.
What was the curveball?
Well, our dish has rice, and I don't have a rice cooker here, and my rice cooker in the kitchen is not big enough to churn out that volume.
You're doing how many meals? 250, right?
250 meals, right? All at once. So I'm using the oven, but
Oh my gosh.
we are all, like scrambling for oven space, and rice takes at least like 30 minutes in the oven if we're not using the rice cooker. So so that has been a little bit of a challenge.
So madness. And you're plating right now, right?
We're plating right
All right. So I don't want to take any more of your time. You are the best. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for doing this. I know people are going to enjoy your food. I will catch up. Hug. Okay, all right, bye. All right, go. All right. So really quickly, because we're moving and we have a hospital delivery coming up shortly. Remember, donate. The goal is $100,000 today. Now we're going to dive in with Nurse Mary Adamson that I spoke to yesterday. It was extremely sobering conversation. She is a staff ICU nurse at Temple, and we're just going to go there now. You need to hear what she had to say.
I'm here right now, Saturday night, with Mary Adamson, staff nurse at the ICU at Temple University Hospital. Mary, thanks so much for carving out some time for us Saturday night. I can only imagine what your days must look like right now. And we're now 3 weeks into really what seems like the crazier times of the COVID crisis. How are the frontline nurses doing at your hospital, in your ward? How are you all faring right now?
So it's pretty chaotic. Every day is pretty chaotic. Things are, we're used to working under a lot of pressure. ICU nursing is difficult at its core, but there's logistical challenges. We've recreated an ICU for this only, just for COVID-19 patients. And a lot of the rooms we've rearranged. And, we are a group of nurses that are just together because we volunteered for this. Patients are very sick. And we're kind of making it up as we go along, so to speak.
Oh my gosh. And what is the average tenure of someone that right now is coming into the ICU? Are they there for 2 days, for a week? How quickly are they cycling versus staying put?
Well, it depends on whether or not they go on the ventilator. If they get intubated, which is the term we use for, getting a tube into your throat for breathing, then they stay a pretty long time, 7, 10, 12 days.
Oh, wow.
We're just really starting to see people moving out of the ICU.
What does your average week look like? How many days a week, and what does a shift look like for you right now?
So most of us are working 4 12-hour shifts. Some people are working more, 5. 6. I'm on the older scale of nurses, so I can't do the 5 and 6 12-hour shifts anymore. And a 12-hour shift is really 12 and a half hours that turns often into 13 or 14 hours.
Oh my gosh. Do you have any breaks during that? Do you get to eat? Do you get to have a moment of downtime or power nap, anything? Or is it PPE on full pull war zone the whole time?
Well, there's never any napping, I can tell you that.
Okay.
We do eat, and because we have to, but there is no designated time to eat. It's never more than 10 or 15 minutes. We run into the break room when we have a chance, and we're not all there at the same time. But we eat on the fly.
What's the toughest part of it right now? I'm sure there are a lot of things that are really difficult. What's the hardest part?
I think the hardest part for me, these patients get sick really fast. They come in, they're oftentimes on high flow oxygen. They're doing fine. They're playing on their telephone, or they're talking to somebody on the telephone, or they're eating, they're watching TV, and then they get sick really fast, and they become hypoxic, get panicked, and they have to be intubated. It's sad. It's really sad to see how it affects people.
What can we be doing as a community of Philadelphians that are trying to do our part? What can we be doing to support you, to support your staff, to support the front lines right now?
Well, staying home is really important, and putting some kind of mask on your face when you go out, even if it's a real cool looking bandana. We really need to know that we're going to have PPE. Personal protection equipment is so important, not only because we want to protect ourselves, but, if the healthcare workers start getting sick and we give it to other people, or we're out because we can't work, things are going to become a lot worse. So, contact your congressman, let them know that there needs to be a coordinated effort to get this equipment to us. We just love the deliveries of food. You have no idea how much we love that. Every time I hear about something in the break room, whether it's, barbecue or croissants or coffee is always really welcome. It's just a relief. It's just a treat, because I can only go 10 feet from where I'm working. That's all I can do is step into that break room, and the break room happens to have a big window. It's sunny, and to sit down and eat something really delicious, it's just great. I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. Like, we really appreciate it.
Marriott, we appreciate it from the chefs, on behalf of the Fuel the Fight team, on behalf of the Safe Philly Eats team, everybody that's watching this. Know that you're loved and appreciated, and that we're all rooting and hoping for you and believing what you do.
Thank you for all the treats.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
And we're back, and you can see that a ton of activities going on behind me. We're almost done here at Fiddler Club. There have been a ton of meal deliveries that have already gone out. Now we're going to cut to Pennsylvania Hospital, and their CEO, Tracy Lavery, who's here with Cole from Fuel the Fight. Go ahead, Dustin. Take us there right now live.
Hi, everyone. It's Cole from Fuel the Fight. We're at Pennsylvania Hospital, our nation's first hospital. We're here with CEO Tracy Lavery, as well as Vice President of Operations Dan, and our friends from Lock Room, Nikita.
After this, we're coming back and summarizing.
Today's delivery here was brought to us by Zeppeli, South Philly, Barbacoa, Kalaya, and Lock Room. And without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Tracy.
As the nation's first, we put our patients first, and your innovative response to this pandemic has certainly allowed us to focus on our patients. We are eternally grateful at Pennsylvania Hospital for your donation. As this gets recorded in history, this innovative approach will certainly stand out. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Bill, get ready. And I'm live, and we're back, and that was really, really quick, but hopefully really meaningful. We've done that now a lot today. It's been unbelievable. This has been a quick hour. 3,500 meals. The goal is to raise $100,000 for Fuel the Fight. That's going to buy more meals over the course of the next weeks and hopefully not months, but we need to be prepared. Also, hopefully people are shopping on SavePhillyEats.com. Remember, everything you buy that you purchase now, whether it's super high-end and experiential or it's a discount gift card, that is money and revenue that goes directly through the restaurants today so that they can weather this storm and hopefully reemerge stronger. It's been wonderful working with the Fuel the Fight guys, and we've had a ton of amazing partners. Dustin, pull that graphic back up on the screen really quickly. We need to thank everyone involved. So, from the Fuel the Fight team, Bill, Mike, Cole, to our partners, La Colombe, Fitler Club, who's been so generous. Rush Order Tees that last night was building out a store so we could sell these t-shirts. Go buy these t-shirts. Giordano's Produce that donated all of it. Buono Beef that donated all the beef. The Bagelry. Go to the next slide there, Dustin. Let's talk about restaurant partners. Chefs, Jen Carroll, Billy Riddle, amazing, quick yes. And they created a groundswell of support. They made it so easy for others to say yes. Garces Group was in early. Sate Kampar, Kalaya, amazing people you've heard from today. Remember, they need your help. Modify your habits, buy takeout, buy experiences, donate money, make sure that they can generate this revenue in different ways while they're closed, or the vibrant and amazing cultural community of Philadelphia will really be missing a huge piece if it doesn't come back as strong as we all hope that it does. To the Fuel the Fight guys, to the team at Save Philly Eats and all the people, Dustin Carpio, Melissa Graham on PR and comms, the rest of my team, Edward Kim, who is up all night for the last 3 nights. We pulled this together in 4 days. And thank you to our families to let us be here today. So we hope we move the needle. GivePhillyEats.com, buy a t-shirt, make a donation. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Hopefully we'll be back to normal in Philly as quickly as we can. Support the cause. Thanks.